Good evening, ladies and gents. Our top story tonight, the future of crypto. Yes, it's time for our Crypto Future 2025. And tonight, we're looking at 5 coins that define this wild market. Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Floki, and Bonk. Some are kings, some are killers, some are jokes that turned into legends, and some are just plain chaos. But together, they tell the story of where crypto stands right now, and maybe, just maybe, where it's going. Before we dive in, let me ask you this. Which of these 5 coins will still be alive in 2020 or 2030? Bitcoin, Shiba, Doge, Floki, or Bonk? Type your prediction in the comments right now. Let's start with the king, the anchor, the one coin to rule them all, Bitcoin. As of today in 2025, one Bitcoin trades at over 109,000 US dollars. Yes, you heard me right. A single digital coin worth more than a brand new Tesla. Somewhere, a man who bought pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin back in 2010 is quietly sobbing into his pepperoni. But how did we get here? Let's rewind to April 20th, 2024, a date etched into crypto history. That's when Bitcoin went through its fourth halving. No, not a haircut, a halving. The miners, those noisy machines sucking more power than a small nation, suddenly saw their rewards cut from 6.25 coins per block to just over 3. Supply slashed in half. Just like that. And if you ever take an economics 101, you know what happens when supply drops and demand keeps rising. Spoiler, prices usually go up. Meanwhile, the network itself has never been stronger. Hash rates, that's the raw computing power protecting Bitcoin, hit record highs. Miners didn't quit. They didn't cry into their motherboards. They just kept hashing, like marathon runners who lose a shoe but keep sprinting. Excuse me. And let's not forget the day Bitcoin put on a suit and tie. January 10th, 2024, the day the SEC finally approved spot Bitcoin ETFs. Suddenly, Wall Street money managers could buy Bitcoin exposure without ever touching a crypto exchange. Billions flowed in. Retirement accounts, hedge funds, pension managers, everyone wanted a piece. Bitcoin went corporate. So where does this leave us in 2025? Well, there are 3 possible futures. The bull case, Bitcoin climbs to over 200,000 and your Uber driver starts explaining ETF inflows. The base case, Bitcoin chops around between 70,000 and 120,000 like the world's most expensive yo-yo. Or the bear case, something breaks, recession, regulation, panic, and Bitcoin tumbles back towards 40,000, scaring paper hands while holders just pour another glass of whiskey. But here is the bottom line. Bitcoin is still the bedrock. When Bitcoin sneezes, altcoins don't just catch a cold, they catch pneumonia. This is the coin that moves the entire market. So, let me know in the comments, does Bitcoin hit 200,000 before 2027? Yes or no? Please, no maybes. I don't like to read maybes. Next up, a pup with a chip on his shoulder, Shiba Inu. Launched in 2020, Shiba was called the Dogecoin killer. Bold words. At first, people laughed. Another meme coin, they said. Another joke barking at the moon. But then something happened. The Shib army formed. Millions of holders, billions of tweets, a community that refuses to be ignored. And Shiba didn't stop at memes. It started to build an entire Shibarium, a layer 2 blockchain that cut transaction costs and gave developers a playground. Suddenly, Shiba Inu wasn't just a joke. It was a dog with its own yard, its own leash, and maybe even its own metaverse doghouse. But let's talk about supply. 1 quadrillion tokens at launch. That's a number so big it makes your calculator cry. Even with burns, there are still hundreds of trillions of SHIB in circulation. So when someone says, when SHIB hits $1, I'll be a billionaire, I just kind of nod politely and refill my scotch. Folks, if Shiba hit $1, its market cap would be bigger than planet Earth's GDP. Unless Martians adopt it as intergalactic reserve currency, let's say, is grounded. Still, the SHIB army is strong. They're burning tokens, building in NFTs, and pushing Shibarium. They'll tell you Shiba isn't just a meme, it's a movement. And in crypto, sometimes belief is half the battle. So, what's next? The bull case, Shibarium thrives. Shiba proves it's more than a meme. The base case, Shiba trades on hype cycles, still powerful, still loud, but not much more. And the bear case, attention shifts to new dogs that bark louder, and Shiba drifts into the background. But tonight, in 2025, Shiba Inu still has a bite. And now, the OG, the one that started it all, the granddaddy of meme coins, Dogecoin. Created in 2013 as a joke, Dogecoin was supposed to poke fun at Bitcoin. It was a parody, a meme. But here we are, 12 years later, and Dogecoin is still alive, still kicking, and still one of the top coins in the market. Right now, it trades at about 22 cents. Not bad for a digital dog that was never supposed to leave the kennel. Dogecoin is simple. Transactions are fast, fees are low, and the logo is a goofy dog. That's it. And somehow, that's enough. But what Dogecoin really has is culture. When Elon Musk tweets about Doge, the markets move. When the internet rallies, Doge surges. More people learned about crypto from Dogecoin memes than from any textbook, any article, or any TED Talk. Somewhere, Satoshi is rolling with laughter. Dogecoin mints about 5 billion new coins every year, forever. But because the supply keeps growing, the percentage inflation actually falls over time. Dogecoin ages like wine, very silly wine, with a dog on the bottle. So, where does Doge go from here? Well, the bullish case says Elon integrates Dogecoin payments into Tesla and or X, and Doge finally becomes the internet's tipping jar. Or the base case, Doge keeps doing what it's doing, entertaining the masses, pumping on memes, and never dying. And the bear case, new memes take its place. The Doge becomes a nostalgic legend. But let's give credit. Dogecoin turned an internet joke into a multi-billion-dollar currency. And that's no joke. Doge Army, here's your chance. Should Elon Musk accept Dogecoin for Tesla cars and X subscriptions in 2025? Type yes or no. Let's settle this once and for all. All right, everybody, I got to take a quick second and pause. This broadcast of our Crypto Future 2025 is brought to you by two legendary tattoo studios in Ohio, the Inkatorium in Bellaire and Top Gun Tattoos in Martin's Ferry. These aren't just tattoo parlors. They are temples of ink. Clean lines, bold colors, realism so sharp your grandmother might start talking to your arm. You want a Bitcoin rocket tattooed on your forearm? A Shiba pup on your calf? A Doge grin on your shoulder? Or bonk bouncing across your bicep? They'll do it. And here's the kicker. The owner even accepts some cryptocurrency as payments. Yes, you can literally pay for your Bitcoin tattoo with Bitcoin. That, my friends, is the future of commerce. So, book your session today. Tell them our Crypto Future 2025 sent you, and maybe, just maybe, your ink will end up on the next episode. And now, the overachiever, the student in 7 clubs, on the debate team, and still somehow working 2 jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Floki. Named after Elon Musk's dog, Floki began as another meme coin, but it wasn't content being a class clown. Oh no. Floki wanted to be valedictorian, so it built and built and built. Valhalla, a metaverse game. FlokiFi, a DeFi suite. FlokiPlaces, an NFT and merch marketplace. The University of Floki, because even meme coins apparently value education. And the Vikings. Floki's community are nothing short of fanatical. They've plastered ads on London, New York, and across the globe. If there's a billboard, there's a good chance a Viking has already rented it. But ambition cuts both ways. Floki is juggling gaming, DeFi, NFTs, and education all at once. Each is a massive battlefield with giants already fighting. If Floki succeeds in even one, it cements its place. If it fails, the internet will roast it like a Thanksgiving turkey. But in 2025, Floki is still swinging its Viking axe, and you have to admire the hustle. Vikings assemble! Tell me in the comments which project carries Floki to glory. Valhalla, FlokiFi, FlokiPlaces, or University of Floki. And now, the wild card. The sugar rush toddler of crypto. Bonk. Born on Solana, Bonk came out of nowhere. One day, silence. The next day, chaos. Tokens flying like confetti. Memes everywhere. People yelling, Bonk to the moon. And as of tonight, Bonk trades for a microscopic 4019. For the price of a latte, you could own millions. And depending on the day, that latte may actually hold value longer. But Bonk isn't about fundamentals. It's about energy, community, vibes. Bonk became the goofy mascot of Solana. Fast, cheap, and scrappy. Still, risks are everywhere. Bonk doesn't have Shiba's infrastructure, Doge's heritage, or Floki's ambition. It's mostly just fun, and fun can fade. So the forecasts are simple. The bull case, Bonk locks into Solana's growth and finds real use in gaming or tipping. The base case, Bonk pumps and dumps with every cycle, always chaotic, always alive. Bonk believers, convince us in one sentence why Bonk belongs in every portfolio. Best answers get read in my next show. So let's line them all up. Crypto as a family dinner. Bitcoin is the dad, stern, reliable, and pays the bills. Dogecoin is the fun uncle, cracks jokes, sets off fireworks, and is probably drunk. Shiba Inu is the rebellious teenager, desperate to prove it's not just Doge's clone. Floki, the overachiever, in every club, winning awards, exhausting everyone. And there's Bonk, the sugar rush toddler, adorable, chaotic, might knock over the fucking lamp. That's your family photo, folks. Dysfunctional, hilarious, but very much alive. Which family member are you betting on? Dad, uncle, teenager, overachiever, or sugar rush? Drop it below. So here we are, staring into our crypto future 2025. Bitcoin still rules, Shiba is evolving, Dogecoin is eternal, Floki is hustling, and Bonk is bouncing off the walls. The truth? Crypto is chaos. It'll break your heart, then make you rich, then break your heart again. If you play this game, wear a seatbelt. Keep your arms inside the ride, and never invest more than you're willing to lose. Lambos are cool, but ramen 3 times a day, not so much. And now I leave you with one final challenge. Predict the future. Where will Bitcoin and Shiba, Doge, Floki, and Bonk be in 2026? Drop your boldest takes in the comments. I'll pin the best ones. And remember, the moon has been watching us for millennia. But the real question is, who's going to the moon? I'm Anthony. Stay classy, crypto world.